$115,000. That's what this would cost in today's money. And when you think of Ferrari, seldom do you ever hear the words affordable anywhere near it. It's like Jessica Alba and ugly. The words are they're just never near each other. And with good reason. The cheapest, well, the least expensive new Ferrari you can get now clocks in at around $230,000. Yet this Ferrari I'm piloting here today cost around $220,000 new back in '96, making it one of the most expensive vehicles for sale at the time, and also the second fastest production four-seater car in the world. But we'll get to all that. But don't give up hope on your Ferrari dreams just quite yet. There are options out there to get your hands on a prancing horse-badged car for just a tad less than that. And it's around the same cost as a new pickup truck. Well, actually, it's cheaper than that. For a mere 50 to 80 grand, I know that's a bit of a range, you can have this. It's a long-nosed, short-tailed Ferrari Grand Tourer with the big V12 up front. This is the 1996 Ferrari 456 GTA. The 456 GTA was the automatic version of the 456, hence the A. Makes sense, doesn't it? But what doesn't quite make sense is the automatic transmission version was more popular in northern and Pacific markets, like the US. We suck. The 456 launched in 1992, and it was the first front-engined Grand Tourer from Ferrari since the 412 in 1985. And its engine, which was developed new for the 456, was a naturally aspirated, dry-sumped 5.5-liter V12. An engine that only weighs 518 pounds. That's just a tad less than I weigh. The name 456 refers to the fact that the engine displaces 456 cubic centimeters. This was the last Ferrari to use that nomenclature until the 488 GTB. And at the time, it was the most powerful regular production road car ever produced by Ferrari. Now that V12 produces 442 rampant Italian horsepowers and 405 foot-pounds of spicy Italian sausage. Foot-pounds of torque, my bad. That's 142 more horsepower than the Corvette at the time, which means this thing can move. Really move. From a stop, the 456 could hit 62 miles an hour in just 5.5 seconds, just 0.1 second slower than the LT1 Corvette of that time. But Motor Trend got one of these to do 60 in just 4.9 seconds. The GTA could burn the quarter mile in just 13 seconds at 105 miles an hour, a whole second quicker than the LT1 then. And Ferrari claims that V12 can push the 3,700-pound 456 to a top speed of 192 miles an hour, making it the second fastest production four-seater in the world behind the Porsche 959. Use the four-seater term loosely, though. Very loosely. If you have legs, anyways. If you're under the height of, say, I don't know, 3'6", you should be all right. Even that might be a stretch. It's just not as much of a seat as it is a little scoop no way in hell I'm going to try to get my lanky and awkward 6'5" frame into that seat. No way, no. Now, we can't give all the credit to that V12 for the fun and performance of this thing. The 456 was developed during the Schumacher era.
And Michael Schumacher wins the Spanish Grand Prix.
Schumacher, Michael Schumacher, the Formula One race car driver, not Redenbacher, Orville Redenbacher, you little piggy you. And the construction of this thing was pretty groundbreaking at the time. That gorgeous blue Tour de France paint covers a composite and aluminum bodywork that surrounds a tubular steel space frame chassis. And this was also the last Ferrari to have pop-up headlights. That's sad. Much like myself, it's hard to get a sense of the size of this thing in pictures. Pininfarina's body sculpting masks its enormity, but it goes and it turns and it stops like it's a much smaller vehicle. Despite being 18 inches longer than a Jeep Grand Cherokee, 3.5 inches wider than a Lexus LS400, and a wheelbase almost 3 inches shorter than that of a new Camry, and a nearly 2-ton weight with its 29-gallon fuel tank filled up to the brim. Some weird dimensions on this thing, and it's kind of heavy, but it goes, it turns, and it stops like it's none of those things. Now, production numbers were quite low for the 456. Total production amounted to just 3,289 cars between all the variants. But they only built just 403 456 GTAs. That's not a lot. And this, for sure, is the only one that I've ever seen in person. So I'm really happy to be driving it. This Ferrari's very odd. It doesn't look like it would be as good as it is, from some angles anyways. But it's actually a very good car. It's comfortable. You can't fit anyone in the back. They should just remove those seats and save a little bit of weight. But that's not what they were trying to do. This is a grand touring car. It's not meant to be some lightweight racer. Yet somehow on back roads, it feels like it is. Faster than 5.5 seconds 0 to 60. It feels even faster than the 4.9 that Motor Trend got it to do. Up in the higher speeds, it doesn't feel that impressive, even though it can do 190 miles an hour. But from a dead stop is where this thing really pulls. And the automatic is okay for being an old torque converter style automatic transmission. You can see it sometimes searching for what gear to pick, but if you matted it, it can find the gear, and man, can this thing pull. This thing is so much faster than I was expecting it to be. This thing is fast. I don't know what that was in mile an hour, because the speedometer's in kilometers an hour. This Ferrari was imported from Japan, of course. But man, you would not expect this thing to be this fast. Sure, it's a V12 Ferrari, but from first glance, you really wouldn't look twice at this thing. But sure enough, holy hell, it's fast. And after all, we've got the AC blowing nice and cold. We're comfortable. It's very spacious in here. You could just sit in this thing for hours on end and just eat up the road, go across continents with this thing. That's what it was built for. Thank you very much to my friends over at Northeast Auto Imports for allowing me to review this Ferrari 456 GTA. This is the first Ferrari I've ever driven, and it's a very special moment for me. Plus, it's a V12 Ferrari. I mean, this is just amazing. And this was a special Ferrari to do it in, because there aren't a lot of these, as we said. It's you know, who knows when I'm going to come across one of these ever again. You know, F430s, 360s, 458s. I've seen those 10 times more than I've seen one of these, because I've never seen one of these. Well, I'll include a link to their website down in the description below for you guys to check out. But I will see you guys in the next one. Happy motoring. Oh, that is an addicting sound. I took that corner and gunned it and almost scared the crap out of this lady. I am so sorry. But it's a Ferrari. It's okay.